not trade. It's not trade paint. If you're a customer, I'd strongly recommend, if you're going to provide the paint, provide trade paint. In this particular occasion, I've come on board and the customer had already purchased all the paint before I even met them, before we had any conversations. They'd actually started painting and decorating themselves, and then there was some quite extensive areas. If you look on Upcycle Interiors Facebook page, there was extensive areas of filler. I'll see this now. Salt, and some really bad conditions on the walls. All of this, can't see it again because it's white out. A few bubbles coming through there, but they're dry out. What I want to show you are these patches. I don't know if they're going to be visible. Definitely got patches coming through in here. And this wall has had, the whole room's had a mist coat just because of the extensive sanding, prep and filler. So I had to mist coat pretty much 2 walls. So while you've got it mixed up, if anyone knows, you mix up a little bit of mist coat and it goes pretty far. So while you've got it mixed up, it takes 30 seconds to dry, put it on the whole room. When I've done that with trade paints of a mist coat, it's almost covered it straight away, and that's just with 50-50 water and paint. Then this has had 2 full coats on the whole room, and it was white already. Sanded the whole room extensively. I don't know the diameter size I've got, it's 180 I think diameter, big sanding disc. It's basically a wall sander, dry wall sander, that's what it's technically called. Sanded the whole room with that, so that brought some light blue patches through from the previous coats, but apart from that it was pretty white. It was poor condition, hence the extensive filler, but it was quite a light colour. It wasn't like grey or anything like this. So the whole room's had a mist coat and 2 full coats of Dulux, not trade paint, and you can still see the light blue, the little bits of filler. It's really frustrating. It's really disappointing because I thought, oh well, it's had a mist coat as well, and you know I won't water it down like I normally do a trade paint. Add a little bit of water, make it flow a bit easier. Haven't watered it down, and yeah, there's one wall that's had 3 coats and it's perfect. So the whole room's going to need 3 coats plus the mist coat. If you're a customer and you're thinking, what's the big deal? A coat of paint only takes an hour. Yeah, it does. Normally with 2 coats, bang on the first coat done by 9 o'clock in the morning. Second coat after lunch, roller done, cutting in done, walls done, ceiling done. Yeah, you've spent probably 2 days on prep, filler, caulk, all the rest, but then you've got all the surfaces, the bulk of the room done on roughly day 3. And then you're on to the woodwork, which might be another day, depending on how big the room is. For this, it's quite a lot, because I'm going out into the corridor, into the next room as well, and I've been doing plastering above the door. But that's besides the point. The issue is now, tomorrow I've got to get the roller back out again and paint all the walls a 3rd coat, which then needs 4 hours to dry. So if I want to start cutting in all of the woodwork, and I've got a wet surface up against it for the walls, then really you're going to have to wait till after lunch. So you set yourself back at least half a day, if not a whole day. What I'll do is I'll work on a different area instead. So it's not downtime, I've still got other things to get on with because there's other areas, not just this one room. But if you're a customer thinking, yeah, I still understand what's the big deal. Right, okay, so let's assume, for argument's sake, that the non-trade paint, the Dulux from B&Q, let's assume it's £20. I haven't looked it up. And a trade paint, I've got a discount at the merchants is about £30. Let's just say for argument's sake. So you've saved a tenner. But then in terms of labour, I've got to spend an extra morning and 4 hours waiting for that to dry. You're looking at 120 quid. So you do the maths. Honestly, it's not worth the time unless you're a consumer, a customer who is, well, not a customer, unless you're not a customer and you're going to paint the whole room yourself and you're not fussed about your time is not that valuable to you, and you're happy to do 3 coats, and if it was a darker room, I would say you'd be looking at 4 or 5 coats. If you're happy to spend days and days rollering a wall, fine, save yourself a tenner, but it's never a good idea. I don't know why it's even sold. I don't know why people even buy it. Non-trade paint is always disappointing. It's always frustrating. There's literally no reason to ever buy it. The saving is negligible. The cost difference is so negligible that you might as well buy a trade paint. It doesn't even matter what you get. Crown, Dulux, even Leyland Trade would have done this in 2 coats, and that's quite a budget sort of, you know, matte emulsion, contract matte. So yeah, I'll stop ranting now. This video's gone on far too long. Always buy trade paint.